Are personality traits hereditary? Spoilers if you haven't seen one battle after another. Legacy and generational trauma are huge themes that we see throughout this film. Before we get into the core conflict of the film, we get to know Perfidia and the burden of the legacy that she has to uphold. Perfidia comes from a long line of revolutionaries, and it's clear that that legacy was instilled into her mind. And while Perfidia grew up around revolutionaries and probably heard revolutionary ideas, Paul Thomas Anderson also takes time to show that Perfidia grew up privileged. The house that Bob goes to visit when he's talking to her mother and her grandmother is very nice. It's huge and it's well put together. Perfidia grew up privileged and instead probably had to be told what the burdens of her generational trauma was. This is me interpreting her character, but I feel like the fact that Perfidia hasn't actually experienced these things, still is expected to become a leader, attributes to the way that she is. Perfidia craves freedom in every sense of the word because she's been told that she is entitled to it, which obviously we're all entitled to freedom, but I think she takes it to a bigger extent because she did grow up a little privileged. She does have something to prove as a revolution. People suffer because of it. While she's trying to figure out her place in the revolution and the trauma that's been passed down to her, not through experiences, but through word of mouth, everyone else suffers. The question that appears throughout the film is whether or not that trauma that Perfidia has and that carelessness and recklessness is passed down to Willa. Even Deandra is a bit cautious when she first interacts with Willa. We can see the anger in the way that she interacts with her when she finds out that Willa hid her phone. Are Perfidia's character traits hereditary? Is she just like her mother, a woman that she never met? And if they are, what does that mean for Lockjaw and his character traits? Is Perfidia's defiance and resourcefulness a product of who her parents were? I know a lot of people talk about generational trauma, but I am a firm believer that those things can be broken. I feel like Willa is an example of this, as there are obvious parallels between her and her mother, but it's clear throughout the film that Willa is a woman on her own, and it's her experiences and upbringing that makes her the woman that she is. She's galvanized from the stories that her father told her about her mother being a hero. Sensei Sergio tells her how to be patient and considerate. Everyone in her life and her experiences and her identity as a Black woman, that shapes who she is, not her genetics. You know what? That is something I subscribe to. I believe that there is generational trauma, but I think that's something that we bring down and we kind of share because systematic oppression is so prevalent in our country. I was so happy to see that Willa was her own individual, capable woman who didn't need assistance. Tell me, what do you think about generational trauma and how it was tackled in this film? Let me know in my comments below.